Welcome to Lesson 10.2, Graphing Linear Equations. Today we'll talk about what a linear equation is, how to find solutions to linear equations, and how to graph those solutions. A graph of an equation is the graph of all the points with coordinates that are solutions of an equation. So if I give you the equation y equals 2 times x, then if I put in an x value of 1 and I therefore get out a y value of 2, the ordered pair 1, 2 is a solution to the equation, and then it can be plotted on my graph. So 1, 2 we'll say, and then I can continue to find other solutions and I can plot my points and make my graph. Linear equations are equations whose solutions lie on a line. So any graph where the inputs and outputs give you a line is going to be a linear equation. So I cannot have duplicate outputs. So if I have a dot or a point here and a point here, this is no longer a linear equation because it would have to curve in order for them to graph and be drawn. Alright, so what are solutions of an equation? Solutions of an equation is an ordered pair that makes the statement true. Okay? It is also a point that falls on the line. If it does not fall on the line, it is not a solution. So for our first example, we have the equation y equals 3x minus 6, and we have these two ordered pairs, and we're going to see if they are solutions. So, because the first one is always my x value, I know I have to put that in for x, and the second value in for y. So let's try it with 1, 2. So I have 3 times 1 minus 6 is equal to 2. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 6 gives me negative 3. And since that is not equal to 2, this is not a solution to the equation. If I put in 3, I know that 3 times 3 is 9. Minus 6 is equal to 3. So the ordered pair 3, 3 is a solution to my equation. Right, so if I take a look at this and I plot my points, if I plot the point 1, 2, so 1, 2, it does not fall on the line. But if I plot the point 3, 3, it does fall on the line, so I know that it is a solution to my equation. So notice that the point that is a solution falls on the line, and the one that is not a solution does not fall on the line. This is how you can tell if they give you a graph and not the equation. This is how you can tell if this ordered pair gives you a solution or not. So you have two options. You can use the ordered pair in the equation, or you can use the ordered pair in the graph. It all depends on what they give you. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how to graph these linear equations. You have an equation, and the first thing that you need to do is choose 3 values for x and find their y's. So you're taking your function or your equation and you are choosing 3 inputs and finding their outputs. Plot the points on the coordinate plane and then connect the dots and draw the line. Okay, this is very similar to what we did in the other chapter. Now we're just going to talk about what makes it a linear equation versus a non-linear equation. So let's go ahead and try this. I am actually going to start with a negative number. So I am going to start with -1, 0, and 1. So I put in y is equal to 1/2 times -1 minus 3. 1/2 times -1 gives me -1/2 minus 3. So my y is going to be equal to -2.5. So I put that in for my y. And it's easier first just to find all of your outputs and then to graph. So the next one, y is equal to 1/2 times 0 minus 3. Y is equal to 0 because 1/2 times 0 is 0 minus 3. So y is equal to -3. And then for the third one, I have y is equal to 1/2 times 1 minus 3. So y is equal to 1/2 minus 3. And actually, I made a mistake here. Since I started at -1/2, my answer isn't -2.5. It is actually -3.5. I apologize. Those negatives can be tricky. But that's why they give us an eraser with our pencil. So half minus 3 gives you -3.5, and then half minus 3 gives you -2.5. So when I plot my points, I have -1 and -3.5. So 1, 2, 3.5. 0, so I stay at my origin. And 3, -3, so 1, 2, 3. And then 1 and -2.5, so 1, 2, and 1/2. And then I use a straight edge and I connect my dots. All right, when you have equations that look like this, it's just y is equal to -3. It means every single y value that you have is -3. So you are going to have a horizontal line. So we go to -3, so 1, 2, 3. And your horizontal line would be anything that's x is equal to. So x is equal to 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So anytime you see it x is equal to, it's going to be a vertical line. And anytime you see a y is equal to, it's going to be a horizontal line. It's opposite of their axes. Right, so on Edimodo tonight, what I would like you to do is I would like you to tell me whether or not the ordered pair is a solution to the equation. These examples are just like the first one that we did, and I will actually start the first one with you, where you have to plug in your x and y values. So since the second number is always your y, this one would be -27 is equal to -4 times -6 minus 3. And then you have to go through and do the math and decide, does this statement come out to be true? If so, then this is a solution. If not, if it is false, then it is not a solution. And I want you for your answers to write not a solution, is a solution. Please don't write yes or no. Not a solution, is a solution. If you have any questions, please make sure to write them down or to post them to Edmodo so we can go over them in class.